Welcome to the show. This is the MoonBoysPodcast. My name's Theo. I've got Coke and Matt Smeed with me here today. How's it going, guys?
It's going good. Did you already start? Holy shit.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
Holy shit. Hey, guys. Apparently, RomReactor had a car accident, so we have a RUNE report. So, let's jump the ship.
Coke, you're hosting. Go.
I'm hosting.
Go.
Oh, my God. So, okay, Theo left. At least we have Matthew. He's into the RUNE as well, and I'm into RUNE. Holy cow! Where do we even start? Yeah, I'm a proper RUNE talk. Where do we even start? This is crazy. You're transmitting, Theo. You're interviewing my show.
I'm back.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and also nothing here is financial advice. We're not financial advisors, just some guys on the internet. All right, let's go.
And I'm retarded.
Matt's retarded. We got the RUNE chart pulled up. What are we looking at here, Coke? Walk us through your trade here.
It looks quite bad, right? But how to fix it? Let's go to RUNE to PTC.
What does raising the bond even mean, dude? I know we like hashtag it, we make memes about it, but I don't even understand what we're talking about, dude.
We say you raise the bond or we cut it off.
Yeah, like what are we even talking about? Like, and also I don't understand, like, what good is an APY if my token price is going down? Like, same with JLP, right? Like, I can say I'm earning 20% yield, 30% yield, great. But if I'm losing 50% on the same token, like, how am I even getting yield? You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense, right? Like, that's my question.
I liked all the questions, and since RUNE is a real deal, I can just start from the corner, chip away with those questions. So, what does the raise the bond mean? So, RUNE or the ThorChain has a really strict security model. So, imagine you have 100 million of pooled assets on the ThorChain, PTC, ETH. That means that you have to put out as much RUNE as well. So that's the whole thing. We have 2-to-1 security model. So every dollar of pooled assets is secured by $2 of RUNE tokens, and it's really, really, really tight security. There is nothing. I think there is no other like this tight security. For example, we have a gravity breach. This is on a breach on Cosmos, and it has 1 to 20 asset ratio. So we have 20 units of assets and one unit of assets securing the pool of those assets.
But are these assets like dick with butt assets?
No, they're not dick with butt assets. Don't try to be a smart one here. But anyway, the main thing is that the RUNE is over collateralized. And the reason why it's over collateralized is that it makes really hard for node operators. So the node operators are the people who are actually operating system, making sure that all the transactions go through. They are the monitoring system and making sure everything works. But to make sure that they will behave in their best, they will behave in the best interest of the network, they have to put up twice as much RUNE tokens than they are securing. So, the whole thing is that there is no reason for node operators to steal any pooled assets, because they will lose all the tokens that they put up as a collateral. So that's the reason why we have the campaign of the raise the bond, is that we had this debacle of the debt situation. We had the bad debt in our system, and a lot of RUNE was sold off. So that lowered the RUNE price, and that made our system undersecured, underbonded. But now we are actually slowly working back. People are still not hopeful. Hopeful is the wrong word. Like hope is wrong. The system still works, and the initial people who got scared or didn't understand the system, they thought it's going to be like this Luna death spiral. They left, and that kind of suppressed the price of RUNE really low. And it for a second, it didn't make the whole system underbonded, but it made less than 2-to-1 ratio, and that for us it's underbonded.
So that means it was under collateralized, yeah. So normally RUNE is over collateralized. Is that what you're saying?
No, normally it's over collateralized, $2 per $1, but for a second we went for like $1 of assets, and we secured it with $1.7 with RUNE. So it wasn't even under collateralized, but it went under the limit that we as a network are working for. We want to have really strict system. We are not sure if it's going to work in a long run, because there is, like, for example, like APY lending protocols. They're really like they're not good for us, because they only produce like lending protocols like APY. It's really capital heavy, and that's why this is not the best, for example, for ThorChain to implement. Swaps are good, perps are good, the capital efficiency for the fees are really good. So yeah, we just barely went to less than 2-to-1 under collateralized. So that's why we're trying to raise the bonds, get all the people back on ThorChain, understand how it works. Like there's no issues. We had the bad debt, and we will issue the new token that actually gives 10% of the ThorChain yield to those token holders. It's called Prop 6. You can go on GitLab and read about it. It's an interesting way to actually make people whole. It's kind of similar to Bitfinex, and it's a similar token that Maya protocol has as a Maya token. So in that sense, ThorChain works just perfectly. It makes all the money, as you see. This is the volume. This is the fees. If you just actually, so going back to Theo, like, why should I buy RUNE token? Why should I pound it? Like, if we have like the 20% of the API, but the protocol went down like minus 80%, right?
Yeah, like I do agree. Like the price is a bit bottomed here. So if I were to buy here, I don't have a lot of downside risk.
Yep.
But then what is my APY maybe, right?
Okay, I understand your question a little bit differently. It's like, as I understand your question, is like, why should I buy Bitcoin? Like, Bitcoin was 20K on 2018.
Well, Bitcoin's number go up technology.
But
and it's proven.
ThorChain is kind of similar, but it's like Bitcoin was 20K. It went down to 3K, 3.1, whatever it went down. And then you ask, why should I buy Bitcoin? It was 20K. But it has this like the mechanism that it's...
Don't make me pull out the monthly logarithmic chart here.
No, it's okay. I think the ThorChain at the moment is at the worst place it could be. We had so much FOMO. We had like a Bybit hack funds coming in as well. A lot of bad stuff happened, and the price, of course, reflected this. But the reason why it hasn't gone down below $1 is the simple reason that the people who understand the system, they're buying back as well, and I am buying as well. It is the crucial part of the decentralization. So ThorChain stands for native asset swap from ETH to Bitcoin. There is no other. Okay, there is a chain flip and other copycats who are trying to do the same thing, or like a friendly fork from ThorChain. Maya is doing the same thing. They have their own spin. They try to add like the assets, the Zcash and stuff like that, so you can maintain your privacy as well. But native asset swaps. If you want to have this, if you want to have Bitcoin as this decentralized finance system, you have to have decentralized private way to swap assets as well. You don't have to go through, I don't know, Coinbase or Bybit. And soon on ThorChain we will have a player as well that adds as a new addition to the ThorChain, to perps and other savings and stuff that helps people to use blockchain in a good manner, like Bitcoin, fully collateralized Bitcoin lending as well. Although, let's see if it goes through. It's not capital efficient. That's the main downside with this lending on ThorChain with Bitcoin and other assets.
So what I actually like about RUNE though is that although it's gone through a rough patch,
Yes.
It's still not stopped working at all. It's still technically it's kept chugging along, and it's still doing what it's supposed to in a way. And
yes.
If you believe in the technology, the thing I like to do is also if you believe in something, if you basically already have the bias or already think in your mind that this is actually, no matter what's happening at the moment, is a good asset. So you like it already, and then it's also distressed. So basically the market's pricing it like it's a failed project or whatever. Then I personally think that's a good opportunity for people that are believers, people that actually want to use the technology, people that are bonding and everything. It gives a good opportunity getting low, very low.
Yeah, I do agree with you. And when the whole debacle happened and the RUNE price fell from $7 to $1, and from the first week, it wouldn't be a good time to be a RUNE buyer. But now, 2 months later, it didn't collapse, because even if the fundamentals were in place, technically RUNE had the chance to fail just by the RUNE token price collapsing. Although then it had to be node operators have to be collabing to steal the pooled assets, but it had a slim chance actually failing. But I'm super happy to say that it never happened. First of all, the price never went as low for this to even happen, that when it made sense for node operators to steal the pooled assets. And the second thing is that we didn't go price-wise as low, and it never materialized. So I think now is the best time to be a RUNE investor, better than ever.
Yeah, it is flipping bullish here on the PMARP actually. Look at that.
Because
it's in the upper half and it's doing the cross through.
We went through the really bad times, and it never went so bad that the system would collapse. Because the thing is, it shouldn't never be collapsing. But the markets can be irrational for so long that even healthy businesses, you have this simple business that you raise cattle, you sell the meat, and this profits from the meat actually can generate so much profit that you can buy more cattle, raise more cattle, more meat, more profits. You have this good cycle. But imagine you have this somebody vicious, somebody bad coming and saying in the down hole that, hey, this cattle is poison, it has illness, and people stop buying this meat. Although this business plan you used to have the positive feedback loop, they were able to grow. But this false rumor said hey, don't buy this cattle, the meat is bad. Same can happen with the protocol. Although the ThorChain was all healthy and good, it was making swaps, but just people said, don't trust the ThorChain, don't swap with them. They do this and that, and the income or the fees will dry up, and the LPs will withdraw the LP position because there's nothing to make there anymore. And actually, a good product can die. So this is kind of the thing that actually ThorChain survived as well. This really bad circumstance of things, and some their own fault as well, of course. And now they're good, healthy. I think the bottom has met. Even if Bitcoin goes down to 60K, 50K, of course the RUNE price most likely will come down as well. But now it's not this in a fear state, and it will fluctuate in the same way with the market, and it will maintain its security model, and everything will be wonderful. So my idea with all this ThorChain debacle is that markets can be irrational longer than you can be solvent. So the same thing as I told you about the cattle, even though it would be everything is okay. It's a good business to grow cattle and sell meat. If there is a bad rumors, bad attacks, same happened with the RUNE. A lot of false information actually came in. A lot of people came in and said like, hey, RUNE has this Luna-like death spiral, but they actually never did. RUNE was always hard capped when it came to the amount of tokens, and that meant just that the lenders and savers cannot exit their position, but never ever there was a situation that you could just mint infinite amount of RUNE like it happened with Luna. So a lot of misinformation, bad publicity, and it survived everything. Now the price is super suppressed, but the volumes are still coming in. The APRs are really good, so it's still amazing. It's 27% of APY.
It's also when you had that whole Bybit hack and everything. The fact that it's got like it's proven decentralization where they're not jumping in, and they're not doing things to actually take over the chain, to roll back the chain or transactions and things like that. They're just honoring the code and it's I think that was uber bullish. People were not happy with it, I think that was really bullish in my opinion.
That was one, yeah, exactly. That was a crazy one as well. We actually had a little like this internal conflict as well. Some nodes were scared of like maybe FBI will come after them, and it was I think like 1-2 days where people had this little bit of emotions running high. But as soon as everybody had their chance to, we had the X Spaces, we had the internal Discord discussions when they had chance to explain themselves, everything again settled down. People understand, okay, that's not too bad. You're not obfuscating, and this is actually a good place to say. I would like to say about like the main issue was that the Bybit funds went through ThorChain from ETH to Bitcoin. And people were saying like, oh my God, ThorChain was money laundering. They have to understand what is money laundering first.
I mean, it's the rails though. So the fact that it's the rails doesn't necessarily mean it's them.
It depends. It actually depends to jurisdiction. So in some jurisdiction, if you even touch the money, like for example, handling, like ThorChain did, you would be blamed to be money laundering. But on FBI's website homepage, they say obfuscating, so hiding trail is money laundering, and that's one thing that ThorChain clearly doesn't do. If you're trying to launder money on ThorChain, guys, be careful. It doesn't end good, because if you go in on ThorChain, it's called as an inbound, and if you go to the other asset, it's outbound. So actually, everything is traceable. ThorChain does not, at the moment, obfuscate any. Yes, you can switch from one asset to other, and that's it. That's about it. But you cannot hide your funds. One thing that was funny, actually, was that the hacker went to base layer ETH. And that's crazy, because Coinbase could just actually stop this right away. And Coinbase did do nothing. And yeah, that's crazy. And all the blame was on ThorChain, like, oh, you're not stopping this, you're not stopping that. Hey, ThorChain is layer 1. They cannot, if node operators agree to just go business as usual, not stop any swaps, there's nothing to do. But base layer, that we have like the one sequencer there, Coinbase could have stopped everything right there, right then, but they didn't. And I really like that ThorChain never like self how yeah, not harm, but self didn't like stop how it said self, not harm, but self-censored themselves, yeah, before like I really like this really much, that ThorChain just kept going as it is, and if somebody comes to them, say like, hey,
yeah, that was also my take.
Naughty boys,
that was super bullish.
Could you do something? And then actually, if somebody, it's like ceased and assist letter, like they come to you and then you have this discussion first. I like that the ThorChain didn't like shut themselves down before the law came for them. So it was amazing. I think everything. So we had this debt issue that yes, the ThorChain has this $210 million of debt that they have to pay back. We have this proposal 6. Go read about it. This is just a simple revenue share token that will take care of that. Then we had this hacked funds, a big amount of hacked funds going through ThorChain, and nothing actually demolished ThorChain. Everything worked as usual. I am in contact with one node operator that I bond through. He's really good guy as well. He's all about the decentralization. It was lovely. Everything went business as usual. Just the price came down. Of course, I have to be honest, I'm down with the RUNE position. There's no surprise. I bought like $5 something like this. So I'm down like 80% in price wise. But if it would be any other token, I don't know, like this dumb token that does have like it's just betting on this not like it's just betting on the, I don't want to say dumb token. Let's say it's just some. I would be down with 80%, and it's some gaming token. The whole idea of this token to succeed is to acquire more users. I might sell. I think most likely I would sell like this. It's like it's down. It's something bad happened. But ThorChain. The thing is that ThorChain like this. The core business is still working. It is the biggest decentralized native assets swapping protocol. It acquires the most amount of fees of these protocols, Chainsplit, Maya. It is the best. It makes money. That's the reason why actually I didn't sell. I doubled down and I bought some more. It makes sense. There is a, after this whole debacle happened, I actually looked at my positions, a lot of positions, and I sold them and I bought more RUNE because those other positions didn't make any sense. And this is the only. I like Pendle, I like ThorChain, and of course I like Bitcoin, and those are the tokens that make sense. They do something meaningful, like for example Bitcoin, of course, like Bitcoin is like digital gold, makes sense. Pendle, it is the biggest thing in TradFi. It gives you the fixed yield, and ThorChain enables you to have the native swap. So it's hard to even find any other token that makes me at least excited.
So yeah, going back to my initial question, like what does it mean when you say raise the bond, and also what is the APY? Did you say 20% at one point there?
So the raise the bond idea is that we have pooled assets, people who set up their liquidity pools. It's Bitcoin, ETH. Let's see, what else do we have here? We have AVAX.
And like, why do we want to raise the bond? Like, what is it going to do for
so
you or RUNE holders?
People who bond their, people who pool their Bitcoin, ETH, USDC, USD Tether, Doge, they wanna pool or give liquidity in our system.
Welcome, Aksel.
Because, but at the same time, at the same time, do you want to provide liquidity in a system where you don't know if your assets will be stolen or not? You don't. So the idea is that if somebody comes and gives 1 Bitcoin to ThorChain as a LP, we as a ThorChain nodes who decide what happens with those LP positions. I mean, we facilitate the swaps. We have to put twice as much money to do this. So that makes the system that people come in with 1 Bitcoin and we put up this twice as much money.
So it's about having fewer node operators but higher quality node operators. Is that it?
No. It's all about money. We risk node operators who make those swaps happen. They risk twice as much money if they would want to steal the money. Let's say they want to steal that. They want to steal the 1 Bitcoin, but the rune that they had to put up is twice as much.
Okay. So it makes the network more secure.
They get slashed, do they? Is it like an alternative?
No, if they full go rogue and steal from the network, there is no slashing happening. They just take everything what happened in pool, but the rune that they had to put up at the same time cost them twice as much.
Mm-hmm.
So let's assume that there is Bitcoin is 100K. So there is only Bitcoin pool on the ThorChain, 100K, 1 Bitcoin pool. So if ThorChain want to secure this, we have this philosophy that ThorChain has to at least put up 200K of RUNE tokens. So that makes this system over-collateralized. So that's why we have to raise the bonds, is that actually we are kind of hitting the limits. Like we wanna have more security, so more people would feel happy and calm and LP with ThorChain. And now we have this app layer as well, so this takes some of the security budget as well. So that's the main reason. And to answer your APY question, so what is this 20%? This 20%, it's actually going up and down, as you see here or here. At the moment, it's average of 20%, 27% per year. And it's purely comes from the swaps that happens through our partners. So as you know, ThorChain is just the backend, but a lot of people like Thor Wallet, Trust Wallet, Ledger, Asgard, BitGet use ThorChain infrastructure to facilitate native asset swaps. So if you want to go from ETH to Bitcoin just from your Ledger wallet, you don't want to trust anybody. You have your Bitcoin in your Ledger, you don't want to trust anybody. You don't want to deposit in Coinbase, you don't want to deposit in Bybit. You can actually do it through ThorChain and do the swap. And that's the reason why we want to raise the bond, or why we want to have this 2-to-1 securities that to maintain this secure environment where people can come, use ThorChain, and swap, make those swaps. And nodes are incentivized to just execute those swaps and not steal the money, because they have more to lose in dollar terms.
Interesting. So in other words, when they're bonding, it's a form of securing the network and holding the validators sort of holding them to their job, in effect. It's not necessarily the actual pool itself, so the liquidity in the pools, is it?
No. They just put up the ThorChain RUNE tokens, yeah.
So they're over collateralized then.
Yeah, that's the point. Yeah. At least that's the whole thing. You have to be over collateralized, so you wouldn't go and steal the money from the people who are providing the pools or the LP for the ThorChain.
And that 20% yield, that's if you use runes or what token do you stake?
So to get this 20% of APY, you have to bond RUNE token to get this. But the yield will go up and down. It depends actually how much swaps happens through ThorChain. But this is just the average of those. Like we have this high days, lower days. Like usually Sundays and Saturdays, there's less swapping volume, so the yield is lower. But this 27% is like the average of last couple of days. I think it's like last. I don't know actually what's the calculation here, but I think it's like last 10 days, it's 20%. And yeah, one thing is what is most amazing. To set up a liquidity pool on ThorChain, you have to use RUNE, right? To secure the network, to operate node operators, you have to use RUNE again. So RUNE is this utility token. And so the question is like, why should I be invested in RUNE? What makes RUNE price go up? First of all, if more people use ThorChain to swap, the APY goes up. So more people would want to be a node operator. So they have to buy RUNE to become a node operator or bond provider. So the node operator is the guy who has the server, has the node, and the bond provider is actually like me, who doesn't have the server, but it's like delegated staking, basically. I give my ThorChain to the node, and he still has all the voting rights and stuff, but I get the fair share of the yield and the swap that happens. So that's what makes price go up, of course. If the ThorChain accelerates in the use case and more swap volume comes in, the APY goes higher. And I mean, 20% APY is quite crazy nowadays, especially in these environments. So people wanna, yeah.
And when you're staking the RUNE, and then you can is it locked or can you take it out? Can you maybe walk us through a little bit how that works? So if we want to open up a pool.
Okay, not pool, but be a bond provider.
Yes,
that's who I am as well. So if you want to be a bond provider, you have to find a node to provide with. And let's take a look. We have different nodes here. It's loading. Classic. Every node has, so all the nodes actually don't take any providers, bond providers. They can just be a single node operator and they're just happy. But a lot of people actually bond themselves 300K, and then they hope to get more bond providers. Like here we have operator, right?
Yeah.
And let's take the pool that I'm providing. It's this one, for example, and this actually has 38 people using him as a node operator. So there's 35 people who actually used the RUNE to provide with him. And each node operator has their own terms when you can opt out or opt in to bond provide. Usually nowadays the standard is it's about like let's say you bond provide, so you put your 1,000 RUNE, buy 1,000 RUNE. It's the minimum usually. You have to give 1,000 RUNE to the node operator, and node operators usually wanna churn out or so give. We have this thing called churns. Every 3 days, 3 nodes will get booted from the system. This is the reason for that is to have this system decentralized, more fair, so you cannot gang up, buy a lot of RUNE and just maintain the system and be the king of the system. There are some rules. So the oldest node gets always churned out. So in this case, this is 181 days old. He will get booted next churn. Then is the lowest bond, of course. So whoever produces the least security, and somebody who has actually worst behaved, most lashes. Whatever reason, maybe he's server got stuck. He's not anymore witnessing the swaps that want to go, because the node has to, actually, it's called node has to watch like what's going on ETH, what's going on Bitcoin, what's going on Dogecoin. The nodes have to always like look around what's going on, because maybe some of those transaction that wants to go through ThorChain and make a swap, right? So that's the one way you can get slashed, is that you're not looking around and you're not facilitating all the trades. So yeah, you as a node provider, you can take external funds to get your security up or the bond up, so you don't end up with the least bonds.
Yeah,
and you only make money when you're in the active node set. And everybody has different rules because every churn happens every 3 days, and every node actually can churn out, so actually go out from active set every 3 days, but it's not beneficiary because you will miss out next 3 days of the yield. You only make yield when you're in active sets. So that's why, for example, those 3 nodes are from Autostake. I'll just show the let's see, Autostake, and he's a wonderful guy, and I bond with him. So he has 1,000 RUNE minimum, and now he says like every 1 month he will churn out. That means like, let's say like yesterday somebody churned out, requested a churn out, and he did it, and now he churns back. Next month you cannot churn out, although you maybe were in bonding with him like 3 months. So it is the one thing is, it doesn't matter how long you have been churning. It doesn't matter how long you have been bonding with him. You can only churn out every 1 month. So maybe somebody actually came in yesterday, and like 5 days later he requests churn out. It's actually doable. So it is this this rule that he has, and now I think he's actually raising it to the 3 months. So it may be a turn off for you, but I think again he has different rules for different bond providers. Like if you have like $50,000 bonded with him, you can churn out anytime you want because you're such a big player, not 1,000. And yeah, there's a lot of different node operators, and they all have their different rules. But I think the main thing that we should answer is that what is the minimum time that you could get out? Is that you just ask your node operator, and churns happen every 3 days. That's the minimum, possible minimum, if he's willing to obey your churn out. And of course, if you bond provide with somebody who's malicious, for example, it can happen, and he doesn't want to churn out at all, so your RUNE gets stuck. We can see from here it's 181 days, so half a year maximum that it can get stuck. But the other thing is that if you get stuck with him, a lot of social media backslash will happen, and he will destroy his business. You have to keep in mind, if you bond provide with somebody, they actually collect fees as well. We see 15%, 12%. Of course, some have like 999, or I mean 99, but of course,
and
I think they don't.
That percentage, is it of the supposed APY that you'd be getting from your funds? Yeah, so it's a percentage of your fees, in other words.
Yeah, exactly. So if you are supposed to get 27% of APY, 15% of this actually goes to node operator, because he has the hardware, he has to maintain. Something happens every day, and you have to go to do the let's go. Something always happens, and you have to like pull another upgrade, do this. One thing that for me at least is a kind of like this, I wouldn't say like a downside, but it's still like a thing you have to keep in mind. ThorChain is really like active, like development wise active system that you have to always maintain
Cool.
at the moment.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So the node operators have full control whether they want to give you back your rune. That doesn't sound very permissionless or Web3 or blockchain-ish. I'm not feeling it. I don't know. I just help me out here because smart contract says 30 days. I get and
I think it's the same thing. It's the same way like with those 30 days. Like why 30 days? Why not 1 day?
Or whatever they said. I mean, smart contract. Where's the smart contract? Are these guys just deciding what they do whenever they want?
No.
Like you get a bad guy, you said, but then you have to bash him on social media. Like that just doesn't seem. I don't know. It just doesn't give me a good permissionless feeling.
So the thing is that the node operators, they maintain the whole system. They facilitate the swaps.
Yeah.
And
but is there a way for them to set rules? Like they can be like, these are my rules for my node, and then they can't break their own rules, and it's permissionless. Like.
I get it. In that sense, the bond providing was actually like an afterthought. In the beginning, when the ThorChain was made, there was no bond providers.
That might be a good upgrade, I guess. That might bring more.
There was just node operators.
Yeah.
But that actually made really, in a sense, made not a bad system, but imagine like how many people actually having a node on ThorChain is a really, really expensive business. The reason why is that if you're a node provider on ThorChain, you have to look into every blockchain that is actually enabled on ThorChain. So we have here AVAX, Bitcoin Cash, Binance Chain, just a Bitcoin, Doge, Ethereum, Cosmos, and Litecoin. So you as a node operator, you actually have to actually look at all those blockchains and see if somebody wants to make native to native swap, right? And you imagine you have to have all those blockchains, all those ledgers downloaded. You have to always look at them and see if somebody is coming in. So at the beginning, there was only just node operators, no bond providers, but the people understand like, hey, it's not the best system because there's a lot of just token holders. They don't put any money for the security. They're just token holders, but they want to be part of the system as well, and that's why we got this bond providing module, right? So your question is like, why I can't get out like in 3 days? Why it's not like?
I think what he's saying is that, say, in Web3 and crypto, we're used to not building, especially not us, but we're used to interacting with systems which are, if not completely trustless, they have a aspect of trustlessness to them. And obviously, I think what you've been saying is because it's it still needs to be developed a bit more. At the moment, there is a certain amount of trust that you have to place in your bond provider.
No, absolutely. Actually, I think it could be done in a smart contract way as well. Like the bond provider will put in his criteria like every 3 months, yada yada yada. But it's I think the honest answer at the moment it is as it is. And,
I just think it would help.
It would.
Because now you don't have to trust these guys. Like, see, some guy goes crazy and he's like, okay, I'm not paying anyone out, and then you have to wait 6 months. 180 days. But I think that would help the system a lot. I mean, at least if some bond provider, some node operators decided, like, I'm gonna attach a smart contract, and this is my policy, and even if the guy, disappears or whatever, the smart contract will kick in and and honor the stuff.
I mean, even if the guy dies at some point, he will the node will be kicked anyway because of he's being the oldest node, he's being the least performing node. But I get your idea, at the moment, it is how it. Yeah, I actually haven't have anybody asking this question because it works fine at this as it is, and
That's
it
why
makes sense.
my brain imagine all the time. I'm thinking all the different angles and stuff. I mean, it's not that it's bad. It's just just a thought to bring more people by by having
but
that.
We actually have other
neutral.
purposes. Yeah, we have even bigger problems. For example, can you imagine at the moment you have to actually reach out to node provider, so you have to DM somebody. You have to like, hey, this is my address, whitelist me, and we are actually working on a system where this can be more automated. That you go on a website and you just see the stats of different nodes, and you like reach out from the website as well. So at the moment, it is. And there was actually a lot of discussion. Why is this in this way? And in a sense, it's actually a good way to have this like build up this ranking of being trustworthy in the network, and having it's not for everybody, but having this like a relationship with your bond providers and node operators.
Yeah, I guess the flip side is good because you build a relationship.
The thing is, then it would be more harder to hijack the system. If it's super optimized and just money talks, let's say, just money talk, it's everything smart contracts. Money talks, like you can buy up the RUNE, you can be the node provider. Then it introduced the system of that maybe something bad happens, RUNE price drops, somebody sees this like a small print vulnerability, and he just buys up and hijacks all the LPs and steals all the money. At the moment, in this case, it's a good and bad. This human friction is a good in a sense that it's harder to hijack the system. It's harder to come into those nodes. At the moment, we have 107 nodes. It's harder to come here and have the 2/3 of the nodes hijack the system, because you have to first of all acquire a lot of RUNE, do all the shady thing. It in a sense, this friction is like a safety mechanism as well. It is not as automized, and that's kind of stops people do. Like let's say like we have the gravity breach, and at the moment it's like I think it's 1 to 20. So one lump sum protects 20 of the breach assets. I'm not sure how it's exactly set up there, but I feel like just big money coming in, everything is optimized on Cosmos. I don't know if you have used Cosmos, the delegation there. It's super simple, like a smart contract as you wanted.
Wouldn't describe Cosmos as super simple.
No, I wouldn't either.
But
the validation.
Really
just the validation part of the Cosmos. Yep. You go Kepler, you just like select validator, and you just validate with whoever you want. Stake Cito, whoever you want. Smart stake. It's in a sense, it's smart contract. It's simple, so it's simple. It's easier to hijack the specific network. That's what I had in mind.
Okay, so let me jump in here, Coke. So it looks like over the last little while, RUNE has sort of been trading as a stable coin, right? It's right about $1.
No.
So how can I easily earn
against
yield
Bitcoin?
Like, say if I had $1,000, I wanted to throw at RUNE, would I automatically earn APY, or do I have to like lock it up or something?
Oh, good question. First of all, look RUNE against Bitcoin. Why I say this is that RUNE had, as you saw. So it's a little bit like a longer story anyway. RUNE had this debt issue, and it happened before everything dumped. So against Bitcoin, it looks a little bit better. But yeah, so your question was, if I have RUNE, how can I?
Yeah, like, can I earn some stable yield on RUNE easily, or do I have to like lock it up in some smart contract?
You have to bond provide.
Is there a minimum to that? Do I need $100,000 to begin bond providing?
So if you switch to my screen,
okay,
you can actually reach out to AutoStaker. He is a node operator. He is the guy who has all the hardware and software to facilitate all the native swaps. And he accepts everybody with 1,000 RUNE. So why 1,000 RUNE? First of all, like if somebody comes like, hey, I have $27, can I bond provide with you? It's just a manual labor again. He has to whitelist address, so it's like administrative work. Like this guy has like a big operation going on. He has like nodes in many millions dollars that he is operating. So like I understand you, Theo, as you're a peasant, you have like only $5, you have 5 RUNE tokens. Like it's not done in a smart contract way as our friend here asked as well. So yeah, at the moment it's manual. That's why it's the minimum. So you have to have at least 1,000 RUNE.
And what about the hardware requirements? Say if I didn't want to, think of being find a bond provider and all that. I wanted to do it myself. And money's not an issue. So I just need a shitload of RUNE and whatever hardware requirements.
So I think I haven't looked into it, but I know that 3,000 RUNE is the minimum.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if you look at the moment, even with 3,000 RUNE, you don't get into the active node set. So at the moment, even with 484,000 and 402,000 RUNE will not get in this churn at least. But you have to have at least 3,100 RUNE. This is automatically out of budget for most of us. I mean, at least for 4 of us. And then you have to have, I don't know what's the requirement. I think it's like 64 gigs of RAM, couple of 10 terabytes of data. So you have all the ledgers of all the blockchains that you facilitate, the Doge, Bitcoin, blah, blah, blah. So it's going to be 10 terabytes, I think. And soon we will have the XRP and Solana as well. So it even goes even more expensive. So that's the upkeep for the node operators. It's expensive.
So do I have to send him 1,000 RUNE, or do I just
you never send. So when it happened, yeah, good. So let's follow up. You have Theo just bought 1,000 RUNE, and he wants to earn this APY.
And that's like a minimum 5% APY up to 20%, somewhere in the range there.
There is no minimum at the moment. It's 20%, 22%, but it fluctuates. For example, I cannot sadly do its last 30 days. Sadly, I cannot go to the last 90 days because when the Bybit hack happened, all the Bybit hacked funds went through ThorChain, and so for 5 days the APY was 200% because all the funds that went through ThorChain. So this APY that fluctuates. It's same like for Binance. How much money makes Binance through people? Bear market, less trading, less money. Bull market, more trading, more fees.
It's just
right?
fees from the protocol.
It's the same thing. It's just fees. Exactly. At the moment, it is about 20%, give or take, 22 actually. So you have to, you send Autostaker, for example, a DM. Hey, I have this address. I want to bond provide with you. I agree with your terms. Like every 3 months, I'm willing to churn out, yada, yada, yada. And he will whitelist your address. And that means that you are able basically to delegate to his nodes. You never give away your custody of your tokens. Don't worry about this. You never give your tokens away. It's yours. If he gets booted from the network because he's the, I don't know, like worst performing, or he's the oldest nodes, you get them back, or he manually churns out because somebody requested, or even you requested to churn out, you will get your money back. So you have to understand that. I know it's kind of clunky, and that's the barrier of entry as well. It's kind of annoying.
No, I appreciate you explaining it. I've been wondering some of these questions for a while, so I feel like I'm starting to get a bit more clarity as to
you never give your tokens away. You just
That's good.
you give your tokens as a representative vote. So he has your the worst case that can happen is that you give your tokens to him as a bond provider. He doesn't get your tokens, but he has this extra weight to vote with your tokens, just to vote. Let's assume like you wanna vote, for example, that whatever happens, even if it's hack funds, you wanna be as a decentralized network, and your your ethos, your vision is that even it's North Korea, I wanna keep this ThorChain going. And he pushes out. He says, "I don't want to deal with those assets," and he votes to halt swapping in a couple of pools. That's the worst case that can happen with you. He takes, and that's why you have to. I like this in a sense. I like this in a sense. It's bad. I like this in a sense. I am in DMs with the Autostaker. I speak with him. Not daily basis because I don't have anything. I don't have to speak.
What are you eating today?
Yeah, exactly. I don't speak to him with daily basis. I don't have to. But for example, if I do good stuff with ThorChain, I'm really active in Thor network. We speak. He said like, "Oh, good work, pushing this, doing that, being a good representative of the community." We speak to each other, and I like all the votes that. We have actually like the Discord where we discuss, like if he makes any announcements on not Discord, on Telegram. Let's see, does it come up? So let's see. Did I okay? Boop. That's not important.
We are also running out of time on the show a little bit here.
Yeah.
I know Aksel wanted to share a little bit about what he's doing with Abstract. Are you prepared to show us anything, Aksel?
I
don't know if I don't know if yet.
You want to do a live demo just yet?
Not yet. There's a new project coming on Abstract that we're building, and for all the builders out there that love retro style games, it's going to be a terminal interface, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun system, and also we're going to incentivize and help people learn how to vibe code, to code their own games within the framework.
Yeah, you were doing a vibe coding stream similar to
late last night I did my first live stream vibe coding.
It's like,
and it was interesting. I can show a little bit of a screen preview of let me see if I have it running up on my local host. Actually, we just got the Abstract wallet connection working. It's not pushed live yet, but it pulls up the Abstract chain connection. So how can I? Let me see if I can present my screen real quick.
Yeah, just hit present. And then Coke, did you have a few last thoughts about ThorChain there? Or?
Yeah, I will just finish up. So, for example, having the relationship or Autostaker, we have the Telegram that he has. You can ask all the questions there, and he discusses his node votes there, like what he's going to vote for, why, and you can always chip in. So it's interesting system, and this is something that I've never seen actually. That I wanted to say. I used to be a lot of, like really big into the Cosmos system as well, and the only thing I could just do on Cosmos kinda was just give my delegation to somebody, and that's about it. I felt like I wasn't part of the system.
Yeah,
I didn't have voice. Here, I feel like I have a voice. If I don't like what Autostaker does, I take my X amount RUNE. I go stake with other node operator who actually facilitates what I want. I want to be permissionless. I don't care if it's stolen funds, whatever. It's just like Bitcoin. Sadly, I mean, everybody wants decentralization, but when something bad happens, they're like, "Hey, let's stop this." It's not how decentralization works, guys. You have to understand. If you want to have true decentralization, if you want to have true free use case of a knife, then everybody could purchase the knife. the bad guy, the good guy, me for my tomatoes tomorrow, and the bad guy who actually came out from prison yesterday. Everybody. And same is with decentralization. So, yeah, that's what I have to tell.
Cool. Thanks for that. Aksel, looks like you implemented that like it's typing kind of thing.
Yeah, of course. Your suggestions are great.
That's awesome.
If anybody else has suggestions or wants to work on it after the show, I really want this to be a team effort and as close to open source as we can. Have as many builders and early people. The Discord server will be coming soon too.
Yeah. So elevator pitch. This is OG Sola's OS. It's in version 0.11. It's like a terminal, like a command prompt or DOS, and it's for developing games on Abstract, and it also has mini games inside it. Is that it?
Yeah, and to play games, and I guess it'll evolve as the community starts to join. All ideas welcome, and it's going to be on Abstract and have XP points, and then eventually have its own token and NFTs. The idea is to kind of capture the nostalgia of games, and then have missions also, kind of like maybe we're in the world as Carmen Sandiego, but we're in the world as Satoshi. And it also has AI. It has GPT built in, and we're going to start training it on the lore of Abstract and learning and being able to onboard and ask questions about stuff like that. So right now, I just finished a few small upgrades to the first breaker game, which is just the first test game. So here we can put,
I was playing it last night.
Run game. Oh, it's better now. I'm gonna have to push the update. The other one was kind of boring, but
it is different.
Yeah, now it's better, and
it's looking nicer.
Yeah, and we can increase speed and add power ups, and
this is the future of Web3, ladies and gentlemen.
Is it on blockchain?
Yeah. And all of this, the idea is that all of this in the back end will be on chain, so we can, keep points and leaderboards and everything on chain, and eventually be able to swap.
And it'll use Abstract chain.
Yeah, this is it'll be on Abstract chain.
Okay, cool.
What if somebody cheats on I don't know, front end or like engine? Because I guess like what
like
happened.
A Pong bot that never stops playing.
Yeah, I guess an auto clicker or all those things.
Yeah, that could happen, but since we want to do a community engagement, people be able to monitor. We have some sort of DAO or some sort of way of self monitoring. So that's a really good concern. And it's mostly keeping it for fun. We'll tie in some DeFi stuff later, but it's more, to build a cool ecosystem, and then you can build your own game. And if people love your game and play it more, then you earn more XP and get more.
I can see like a Tetris in here.
Yeah, could work. Maybe we could attach this to Rune. So while you're waiting for your bond operator,
yeah, you can have a little side
ties it all together like that.
And I'm trying to see if we can integrate a chat into it too. So let's do a run game 1.
Chat is always
good. If you hit C, it opens up a chat window. It says coming soon. The chat window's off center. It has to be on the right.
They have that in Rektech. Like when you're playing the game, there's a chat on the side, and you can chat with the other people who are playing the game, and you can actually strategize with them as to how to win the game.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be like
we can all agree in the chat to choose 500, and then we're all going to choose the same thing, and as a result, we all win. Right? It's kind of it's like a built-in cheating that's encouraged.
Built-in cheating.
Yeah.
And then it would be you have challenges. You could join someone's game and do a challenge. So 2-player challenges and old school games like Lemmings. And the other cool thing is that if you don't like this is like the orange Toshiba screen, and you can put here. Let me see. The command is set theme. Let's see, blue.
Innovation, Web3.
Hell yeah.
Set theme.
Yellow's better though. That way it gives you more of a Star Wars theme.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the muted tones, the green. Oh yeah, the green's very nice.
You should have the words coming down the center. Like in a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah, definitely.
On a blockchain far, far away.
Different modes.
Yeah, anything. And I'm gonna make this available, like different branches of development to people, and then have guardrails so that things can be built for the front end, and then we'll have a way to see on-chain activity also in the terminal, so you could see maybe transactions per minute on Abstract and see which tokens are trending and things like that also.
Cool. Thanks for that, Aksel.
Yeah,
we're running out of time. You guys have any final thoughts before we wrap?
It was just cool to learn about RUNE more deeply because I never really understood it that, and I see the value now of having trust with, putting your trust in someone also.
To be honest, I feel a little bad.
Because a smart contract can always have a loophole, right? And
I feel bad because ThorChain, in a sense, it's a simple system, but Theo had a couple of straight questions.
Mm-hmm.
I think we have to do super simple, down to basics, because
it has to be pretty unga dunga. So
it is really simple system. We have assets that people are going to put LP, and we have twice as much security securing those assets, so node cannot steal those assets. It's super simple system, and it's the best at the moment. It generates so much fees that it's 20% APY.
Wow.
So and guys, if it's anything that I can tell you guys, RUNE or ThorChain, first of all, it's de-inflationary. 5% goes burn. Second of all, there is no inflation, of course. It's deflationary. And it pays so much yield to node operators that they can actually pay for their own server cost. This is, I think, one of the only blockchains that can maintain their self out of fees. Guys, just don't give me one blockchain that doesn't have to have VC money, don't have to inflate to maintain their self. Guys, that's crazy. Just give me one into the comments. Give me into the comments the blockchain, no inflation, no VC money that actually can maintain their own infrastructure, guys. If you give it down below, I will buy the
Don't
token.
maybe say it. Don't maybe say
Very cool. I actually want to do some. I want to get a.
Tell me, guys. Tell me. I will sell my RUNE and maybe a portion of RUNE, and we'll buy this as well. I don't know.
I'll try to get some in a node.
Find me one. I would be happy actually. I don't know any. Because with Bitcoin as well, you have to you have your miners, you have to make this money back. It depends. If it's good times, you make money. If it's bad times, you don't. But Bitcoin is the closest.
Yeah,
that's it.
Hell yeah. Okay, thanks so much, everybody. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Thanks, Matt, Aksel, and Coke for joining, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care.
Max Thor, chill.
Nice. Thank you. Bye.
Cheers.